r/IDontWorkHerelady. What's up, everybody? This is LaughNapkin back with another video from one of my favorite subreddits. Our first story is, if I drive around in an ambulance, I must have stolen it. After that we have, so you want this now? For free? And will have my job if I don't provide it? Then our final story is, I haven't worked here in 4 years. Guys, I'm gonna start adding a featured comment story at the end of my videos, so go ahead and submit your story in the comment section below to possibly be featured. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Now let's get into it. If I drive around in an ambulance, I must have stolen it. Some background info. I'm a 24-year-old male, working for the ambulance for about 2.5 years now. My job involves fixing tech errors in the pretty technologically advanced ambulances we own. Since our vehicles have wheels, they tend to drive around a lot, which means I have to follow up on them if any errors occur, fixing the errors once I'm able to. For this work, I don't drive my own car. Instead, my company supplies me with a small ambulance. It looks like an ambulance, but it's basically just a standard car with the same striping as a first responder ambulance. I do not save lives. As for clothing, I do not wear a standard ambulance outfit. I wear normal clothing. Again, I do not save lives. Our cast: SLW, Stalker Land Whale. Me. It started on a pretty normal Monday morning. Somewhere, someone managed to break something, which means I jump into my little car and start to venture towards the broken down ambulance. A 30-minute drive later, I arrive at the ambulance station. First thing that I notice is an old little car parked in front of the ambulance station. Standing beside it, a woman, Stalker Land Whale. Minding my own business, I park beside her and venture inside towards the ambulance that required maintenance. It was an easy fix, as I was done within 30 minutes. The antenna on the roof appeared to be crooked, so I replaced it immediately, resolving the problem. Having a cup of coffee with some colleagues before my drive back, I noticed Stalker Land Whale still standing outside of the station. A bit weirded out, I asked my colleagues what's up. Apparently, Stalker Land Whale had been standing there for roughly an hour. Colleagues didn't think much of it, as that particular parking is public. Shaking my head in confusion, I pack up my gear and return to my car. And that's where things get weird. Stalker Land Whale is staring me down as I start filling the trunk of my car with various tools. Stalker Land Whale: "What were you doing in there?" "Sorry?" "What were you doing in there?" My job, miss." "So what is your job then?" "I fix ambulances." "But you're not wearing a uniform. Are you lying to me?" "No, I need to go, miss." At this point, I just enter the car, lock the doors, and start the car to drive away. Stalker Land Whale now bends over to look inside and starts knocking on the windows. I just drive off, as I had more places to be that day. Of course, I look in my rear mirrors, noticing Stalker Land Whale getting into her tight-fit car. Weird to say the least, but I simply cranked up the radio and drove to my second destination that day. After about 5 minutes in, I notice a car behind me. It's Stalker Land Whale following me. At this point, I'm freaked out. This lady might be dangerous is the first thing that sparks my mind. Checking my rearview mirror every second, I notice her calling someone. Is she calling up her whale buddies for backup? Trying to calm myself, I try to focus on the road ahead. Figuring it could be coincidence she's driving behind me. To be honest, it's really the only decent road around towards my destination, and it could be she needed to go that way as well. How wrong I was. Arriving at my second destination, Stalker Land Whale is still in hot pursuit as she parks directly behind me, blocking my car. I get out and raise my arms in a "what are you doing" manner. She gets out of her car, the suspension of her vehicle creaking a song of screaming infants as they reset to their original position. Walking close to me with an outstretched finger, she begins her banter. "You stole that ambulance!" "What are you talking about? I'm an employee." "You stole it and the police are coming." "You called the police? What is wrong with you?" "Don't try to play the fool." "Look here, only an employee of company name would have these." I show her my key bundle of badges and tags, which grants me access to the different buildings and stations we store our ambulances. She tries to snatch them out of my hand. "You stole those too." "Are you insane?" "Give me those." At this point, I'm getting really frustrated and bail towards the building, lock the car remotely, and use the tag to get inside, locking the door behind me as quickly as possible. There are no collies currently at this station. A quick look outside reveals Stalker Landwhale standing in front of the station staring at the building. Not really knowing what to do, I call the internal number for control room, the place where 911 calls end up, and ask if they dispatched a police squad. They did. Quickly explaining the vehicle isn't stolen and that I had been followed by Stalker Landwhale results in the police squad arriving and immediately asking questions at Stalker Landwhale. I don't know what they talked about. All I saw was Stalker Landwhale pointing at the building, clearly upset. Officer 1 pushing Stalker Landwhale back to her car and Officer 2 speaking into his radio monitor. Once Stalker Landwhale left, I came out to talk to one of the officers, explain the situation and who I am. He stood there noting it all down before asking if I wanted to press charges. I told him no, as I wouldn't benefit from it. Plus, nothing bad really happened. Like, an hour later, I get a call from management. The woman was apparently delusional, and my company would potentially press charges. "You want this now? For free? And will have my job if I don't provide it?" I was doing my end-of-month shopping trip, picking up necessities and some stuff for a barbecue I'm having this weekend. I had all the necessities and was heading to the frozen food meat section. I saw that someone had put a box of chicken fingers in the snack food section and figured I'd put it back while I was there. I had just finished putting it away, the chicken section is besides the deli, and went to walk away when I heard an "Excuse me," with a super disgusted, pissy tone. I turned around and was greeted by a heavyset woman. Before I could say anything, she started in on me. Heavyset woman: "You need to get me some ham." Me: The ham that's prepackaged is over there." Gestures behind me: "You can go get it." "Well, no. I want it from the deli, and I'm in a hurry, so can you make it quick? Thanks." She looked down at her phone after that, so I just walked away to find some hamburger to make some delicious burgers. I picked up 2 packages and put them in my cart. As I was about to walk away, she rammed my cart and began yelling. Heavyset woman: "I asked you to do something for me. Now do it." Me: "Okay, maybe you didn't see, but I'm in a red sweater and shorts. Employees here are in dark blue shirt and black pants. I don't work here. I can't help you." Heavyset woman: "I saw you putting stuff away. You work here. Stop being lazy and do your effing job." Nearby employee hears what's happening and sends the manager over, seeing as Heavyset woman refuses to let me leave and continues screeching that it's my job to assist her. As she's still screeching that she'll have my job, the manager walks up. Manager: "Hi, I'm Bob and I'm the manager here. What seems to be the problem?" Heavyset woman: "Your horrible employee here refuses to do her effing job. That's the problem." Me: "I've told you I don't work here. I'm literally trying to do my shopping right now." Gestures to a half-full cart. Heavyset woman: "You work here. I saw you putting stuff from that cart away. Stop lying." Turns to manager: "I want her fired. She's lazy, incompetent, and has no right to talk to a customer like this." Manager: "Well, I'm 100% sure she doesn't work here, so I can't." Heavyset woman cuts him off. Heavyset woman, in the most condescending tone. She was putting groceries away from the cart she's pushing. She works here, I know it. Don't treat me like I'm stupid. Fire her. Manager looks me up and down. Me. I don't work here. Can I please go and finish my shopping? Heavyset woman. Give me my ham and you can. I'm not paying for it either. It can come out of your check. Condescending tone again. If you get one after being fired, that is. Manager. Okay, look. She doesn't work here. She's most definitely not in our uniform, gestures to himself. Please, stop harassing my customers or you'll be escorted out. Heavyset woman. Stop saying she doesn't work here. Me. Well, I don't work here, so yeah. The manager was getting fed up and moved her cart from mine so I could walk away and finish my shopping. I heard the banshee screaming through the store for the next 5 minutes or so. Don't know what came out of it, but when I left the store, there were 3 cop cars sitting outside. I haven't worked here in 4 years. I worked for Target for about 7 years total. However, I've not worked for them for 5 years. Even to this day, I'm recognized as the Target girl. This is a story of an entitled Karen. It happened last year, so it isn't word for word. I told my husband about it and tweeted about it, so I'm just using his memory mixed with mine and Twitter to remember what happened. I worked retail while getting my BA and finishing my master's program. I'm currently a librarian in a smallish city. I did work at the only Target in said city. One fine spring day, I stroll into Target after a shift at the library. I'm wearing a floral dress and boots, carrying a giant purse, floating around the aisles trying to get my things and get out. I'm walking by the kitchenware area where entitled Karen jams her cart in front of mine. Karen, do you have these plates? Me, an introvert who is exhausted from seeing and helping well over 100 people, I'm confused and I stare at her. Why does it matter if I have these plates? What? Karen, these plates, do you have more in the back? As she pushes her cart harder into mine and grabs the handle to my cart. Me finally catching on, ma'am, I haven't worked here in 4 years. Even if I did, do you think that I look like I'm on the clock? Karen finally actually looked at me. She saw my giant purse, my floral dress, and boots, and it dawned on her for maybe one moment that she was being a jagwagon. But then, it lost to the entitled rudeness that is inherent to Karens. Karen, well, you shouldn't shop here if you don't know things. She huffs as I pull away, angry that I can't bend time and go back 4 years in order to help her. She shrieked at me and looked like she was trying to grab my arm as I pulled away. In my best mom voice, I calmly told her that if she touched me, it would be assault and I would press charges. I informed her, still in mom voice mode, that jamming her cart into someone else's is not a way to ask for help. And I also informed her that shrieking at people isn't endearing. Her face twisted into cat butt face, looking like she smelled something foul, her own personality, and I escaped while she was still connecting the dots and trying to form words to tell me off. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really enjoyed making it. Don't forget to tell me what you think about these stories and submit your own story in the comment section below. See you guys in the next video.